For organizations that need everything running inside their own network, for security, compliance, or infrastructure reasons, GuardWare's Management Console can be installed entirely on premises. This video walks through that installation, from system requirements through to logging in for the first time. Before installing, make sure the server meets the following requirements. For small to medium organizations, up to 1,000 clients, that's Windows Server 2019 or later, 8 CPU cores, 16 GB of RAM, and 500 GB to 1 TB of disk space. Larger organizations, up to 5,000 clients, need more, 12 cores, 32 GB of RAM, and 2 TB of storage. For anything beyond that, GuardWare support will help size the environment directly. Whichever tier applies, 3 network ports need to be open, 443, 3306, and 6379. One thing worth flagging before you start: make sure Windows is fully updated on both the server and any desktop systems involved. The Management Console depends on a handful of software components before installation can begin: Microsoft Visual C++ Redistributable, MySQL, Redis, OpenSSL, IIS with the URL rewrite module and application request routing, and 7-zip. Each one supports a specific part of how GuardWare runs: MySQL as the database, Redis as an in-memory cache, OpenSSL for certificate generation, IIS to host the web interface, and 7-zip to compress and protect server-generated files. Setting these up is covered in detail in its own guide, so this video picks up once all of them are installed and configured. With prerequisites in place, installing the Management Console itself starts the same way regardless of whether it's a fresh install or an update. Double-click the server installer file provided by GuardWare or your IT service provider, and click Next. Read and accept the end-user license agreement, click Next, then choose the folder where the GuardWare server should be installed, and click Next again. If this is the first time installing, select Fresh Install, then click Next. On the Configure Database Connection page, enter the database host. This is usually localhost, though it could be a domain name or IP address depending on your setup. The database port, 3306 by default. And a database name, that's unique, so it doesn't conflict with any existing MySQL databases. Enter the database username, root by default, and the password you created during MySQL setup. Then click Next. A database will automatically be created. If you configured a password for Redis, enter it here, then click Next. Enter the super admin's name, email, and password. This is the account you'll use to access the Management Console once installation is complete, so store these credentials securely. After configuring, click Next. Select HTTPS, then enter the domain name, the address users will type into their browser to reach the Management Console, along with the certificate and certificate password for securing the connection. Click Install and wait for the installation to complete. Click Finish to exit the setup wizard. Once installation is complete, the Management Console opens in your default browser. If you need to open it manually later, the URL depends on how the server was configured. Navigate to the login URL and sign in using the credentials you created beforehand or log in using a Microsoft 365 account. To get a complete overview of GuardWare and its features, visit the documentation site at docs.guardware.com.